Welcome to the HN podcast. This is actually our first episode. So, what's going to happen today is we're going to ask you a few questions. You're going to answer them to the best of your ability, hopefully. Like I said in DMs, if you don't feel comfortable with the question, just go and, tell me and we can move on. All right?
All right.
Alrighty. So, before, I'd like to point out, all the questions that I'm about to read out are made by our wonderful staff here at the podcast, Haley and Justin down in the moderation channel. Yeah. So, without further ado, this is Brody. He's the owner of the podcast. Justin, he's the actual founder of HN.
Awesome. What's up? Thanks for having me, I guess.
Yeah. So, question one. The first questions we're going to read off are from our producer, Kay. Why did you, decide to start YouTube?
Mainly as a distraction. I can't really say that word that well, but distraction from my shitty ass life, basically. But I've been doing YouTube for actually a lot longer than a lot of people think. I have a lot of other channels, and I started back in early 2010, so a decade now, which sounds crazy. But wow. I started as a distraction. I didn't really have much going on in my real life, and I went through some pretty crappy stuff throughout that past month or past year before starting YouTube, and I thought it would be fun. Back then, YouTube was very small, so
yeah,
having like 100 subscribers back then, it was like having like 1 million today. So I miss the old days. Fun stuff.
Yeah. See, I realized because I watched you a bit a few years ago, not a few years ago, bit last year, and you have another channel, a Minecraft channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
With what?
I got quite a few channels. My Minecraft channel is unfortunately a channel that I abandoned off of. But yeah, that has 40K. So it did okay. It did have like about 50K. I recorded with some very popular people back then. Sunday, Craner, Captain Sparkles, a bunch of great dudes in the community for Minecraft wise. It did good, but I kind of like faded away from Minecraft for a bit, and I really wanted to start something new, so I created a ChiefRaditz, and so far doing so good.
Okay. Yeah. Question 2. Were you in any, roleplay servers before URP?
Yes. Back in, I believe I started roleplay back in 2016, late 2016. I joined a server. This is a crazy story. You got to be basically an OG in the community, be in the community for at least 4 years to know what happened exactly. But basically, I was in a server called LSSE. I really don't want to get in detail, but unfortunately, we left it. I actually made a video about it, and hundreds of the members contacted me about it. And it's funny what I exposed them on and what I quote unquote got exposed recently for. I think it's kind of funny, but if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. But that video did really well, took down their community, and the owner is possibly in prison. No one's actually heard of him for the past like 3 years. So
touching on that a bit, Novity, a fellow YouTuber, has made many reaction videos to your content. Many quote-unquote exposed videos.
He's
are the
accusations,
are the accusations that he has made against you correct? Are some of them correct, or are any of them, or all of them wrong?
To be honest, like throughout all of his videos and stuff like that, the only thing what I think through mind right now, some of the things what he quote unquote exposed me for was for the pedophilia actions and stuff like that. And that video was the biggest bullshit video, sorry for my language, I've ever seen he's ever produced. The funny thing is, he's been sitting on those screenshots for nearly 2 years now. He knew the context between it, and weeks or months, years back, he already talked to those people about it, and he called me out for it that as well. The funny thing and the biggest thing about that video is, like, if he knew I was such a bad person, why did he invite me to his podcast server? Why did he try to record with me? He did record with me. Why does he invite me to his community with all these younger children and stuff like that if he knew I was such a predator, if he knew I was such a bad person? It doesn't add up, and a lot of people don't see that, but his actions, what he stated to me, is 100% not true. And I don't even really talk to him, and he just this video randomly came out of nowhere just because he was getting a lot of backlash and hate what he did about a week back to me on live stream when I was streaming with about 100 people watching. Let's just say he was yelling at me on stream, calling me a retard, just a bunch of stuff. It was out of hand, and obviously me going through such a rough time then, I kind of broke down there, kind of crying because I recently just lost somebody, and the whole point of that whole stream was to help that somebody. And but he was just sitting there just calling me a goddamn retard, the biggest retard he's ever met in the world, stuff like that. Yeah. I could ramble on about this subject for hours, so.
Okay. If Brody wants to ask a few questions, he can. But I have one last question. When you were making the exposed videos on Novity, what was going through your mind, and what were you thinking? What were you thinking when you were making those?
I was pissed. I don't like the kid. Well, he's not a kid. He's actually a man. He's 18, 19 years old. I don't like him.
Yeah.
He's attention seeking, and I don't like him. Everything I've made on him, every video I've made on him, I was 100%. I don't regret it. I really, truly don't regret it. I don't think he's a good person. I think he's a cyberbully. He's an online bully, whatever. And I just don't like the guy. I'm planning on releasing a new video soon, and I'm out of the drama scene. The reason I'm making this video is because he's a joke. I have to. I feel like I have to. And there may be backlash because people are going to be like, oh, he's jumping back in drama, whatever. I don't care. I literally just caught him a view-botting on his newest YouTube channel for GTA roleplay. So I got legitimate proof. I was talking to you about this earlier before we started the podcast, but I got legitimate proof he's doing what he's doing, and that's literally actually against the law, and he could actually get plain out banned off of YouTube. His Novity channel actually has a strike already, I believe so, because that video exposing me for being a pedophile, there was a Canadian defamation strike submitted to that video. Yeah.
All right, so what's going to happen is my host, Brody, is going to ask you a few questions.
Oh, yeah. So I saw Mr. Costi's new video, and I saw your comment. And a lot of people were curious of what's going on between you and Mr. Costi.
Same thing with every person in this community. Mr. Kasky has really backstabbed every single person in this community. Yeah, that's one of the funny thing is that's the first time I've actually ever commented on anyone's videos for a while. I watch everybody's drama videos. Most of the people in this community don't stop, but that video I just had to comment on just because I thought it was kind of funny. Why he decided to make a "Why am I getting hated?" video, but yeah, I've reached out to him, helped him out so many times, offered him my help to help him grow his YouTube channel, and he just 30 minutes later, he just turns around, backstabs me, tries to nuke my server, or making random ass videos, and I don't really understand him. One day he's gonna sit there and try to be your friend, and the next day he's gonna be your worst enemy and stuff like that. It's his channel is a great example. He hates me for 1 minute, and then the next minute he's making a video saying you know what? I'm on ChiefRaditz side. I think he's a great dude. I was on the wrong, stuff like that. And then the next day, ChiefRaditz the biggest fake ever. Then the next day, you know what? I was wrong again. I'm sorry. ChiefRaditz is such a nice dude. Yada yada. So
Right. Yeah. So, there's a video going around made by a YouTuber named Husky,
I like
saying
Husky.
that. Yeah. Well, I saw a video saying Novity and the DOIJ founder made ChiefRaditz cry. Was that true, or what was that about?
Yeah, what I was talking about earlier is Navi joined my stream, and it was a charity stream for my mother, and
Oh,
I was trying to raise money for my mom, stuff like that. Navi joined the stream after getting really pissy at me because I called out his FRP or whatever, and he was yelling at me for a good like straight 15 minutes, calling me the biggest retard he's ever known in my life, yada yada. And if you watch the clip, like I'm not really attacking him at all, but he's just sitting there attacking me and attacking me and attacking me. And at the end of the day, the emotions hit me. So I'm not the type
right.
of dude to cry as well. I'm not an emotional person, but if it's to do with family, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's very wrong for him to do that, especially on the stream. That's for your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Aaron, do you have any questions that you want that state that was provided by Kay or Justin?
Yeah, so Justin made a very good point. Do you ever plan on taking ownership of URP back from Paycom?
I already have the ownership. I took a few days a break, actually about like 4 or 5 days break, and yeah, basically I did come back, and he has ownership of most of the servers, but the HQ I have ownership of. Yeah. It's my server at the end of the day. He is my right hand man, and but yeah, I'm back with United Roleplay. I just left it for a few days just so the false claims didn't harm my community and harm the people in my community, because the community means the world to me at the end of the day.
Right.
Okay. Final question from Justin's. How did all this drama start? And, you know, with you, DOIJ, and Novity, and everybody else in the YouTube community?
Basically, it goes back pretty far. It's been going on for at least 2-3 years. Me and Novity have, let's just say he started it. I'm not trying to be like he says, you said, whatever type crap
Yeah.
or whatever. But at the end of the day, yeah, like I first came in the scene. Obviously, he was the big shot in the community at the time being. He had about like 8,000 subscribers. I had like a few hundred subscribers. And basically, I introduced myself to him. I wanted to make a recording group with him, Sam DeMan. Sam DeMan was the other bigger guy in the community as well, with nearly about 10,000 subscribers as well. And basically, time went on. I guess we had some little fights and stuff like that. He stated to me, "I'll never pass him ever. He's the best. He physically actually called himself a god," which I think is funny. Still, I still talk about that today.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like we just had a little fight issues on yada yada, and when I started like speeding up past him towards him with subscribers, his attitude like really changed, and then he just started making videos. I started making videos, and I don't know. I personally I enjoy drama to an extent. Like I generally enjoy content or like drama and stuff like that, and drama is fun, but I don't think calling somebody a pedophile, trying to ruin their image and stuff like that is really drama, especially when it's false and stuff like that. To that extent, I think like it's stupid, childish, and he's literally trying to ruin my image and my life and stuff like that. He literally messaged my family as well, which is crazy. Him and the owner of DYJ, they physically went on my Facebook and messaged every one of my family members and called me a pedophile, which is insane. Stuff like that, that's not a joke. And I was seconds away from actually taking Novity to court. He lives in the same country as me. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's defamation, stuff like that. And he's plain out there's lying. He even talked to 3 lawyers himself. Novity talked to 3 lawyers himself. And those 3 lawyers even told him, Raditz can make a humongous case on you, and you can't do anything about it. At the end of the day, he could take you to court and spend all the money he possibly can to get you to court and take you to court, get a lawyer and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay for it because you will lose.
Okay. Yeah, so I have a few final questions for you. Why is it that every time, Novity makes a reaction video or a exposed video on you, you always respond? I mean, why do you always continue to give him the attention that he's just requesting, basically?
Well, the recent video, obviously, you had to sit there and respond at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But other videos is like, if it's something stupid, childish type bullcrap or something like that, or if he sits here and tells his quote unquote story and it's not true, I feel like I have to make another video and up him because I don't want people to think the wrong thing. Even there's just one person or 2 people out of 20,000 people who watch the video, that one person or 2 people are going to really annoy me for a long time until they know exactly what actually the truth and stuff like that. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. And my final question is, when you started making GTA roleplay videos, which was a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken, people stated that you were joining DOIJ and all that stuff and blowing up communities, and that's kind of the case with the old podcast you were on. That Novity made a video on it. He stated that he reacted to your video, stating that you raided the other podcast server.
Yes, 100%.
Now, that's true?
Yeah, 100% true. Basically, what happened is I made a video about this, and there was the other co-host called Pugin, and Pugin and I were having a conversation. He had 2 of his other buddies from his community in there, like admins and stuff like that. 2 of his other buddies in that conversation with me, and we were just having a fun time talking, and he started just taking jabs at me, and I told him to stop. I was not appreciating some of the stuff that he's saying, but he kept on saying it and going, and there's one thing what really ticked me off when I actually told him not to talk about. He decided to talk about that subject, and then I stated, all right, I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm not dealing with taking jabs at me. I did message Novity right away, and then Novity was unfortunately away. But then I made an announcement in the server announcement stating to everybody, hey, I'm dealing with personal issues right now. I am tired of getting jabs at from people in the community or whatever in the podcast server. So I'm going to be leaving the server. 2 seconds later, Pugin removed that message and he told me to F off. So then I posted it again, just a little bit more detail saying, hey, I'm going through personal issues. I recently just lost somebody. This was when this whole thing happened. My dad passed away, stuff like that. I said, hey, I just recently lost my dad. And I just need to sit back and just do something else. This is really struggling with my mental health or whatever, yada, yada. And I can't really take getting jabbed at by community members. And I never named anyone. I just said, I'm just getting, people are just taking jabs at me, stuff like that, yada, yada. He removed that message once again. People were trying to support me in the chat, yada, yada, yada. And Pugin and his admins were removing a lot of those messages, what a lot of people were supporting me for. And it's just, at the end of the day, I tried to do everything in my power to make my announcement. He was really ticked me off. So at the end of the day, I just made a community announcement saying, hey, if you're from my community, I brought about like 300 people into that Discord out of like the 500 there. If you're from my community and if you're a staff member or whatever, let's leave the server. A lot of people started to leave the server. Drama started breaking loose, like, yeah, all that type of crap. And then I ended up kicking my members and then eventually just completely leaving the server. And then the next day, Novity came back. So, yes, I did nuke the server. I do regret it, but at the end of the day, it's just like, it is what happened. Can't take back.
Yeah. And this drama has been going on for a long time. So do you ever see it ending with?
I would love for it to end. Like me, Khan, the owner of DYJ. People knew who Khan is. Novity and I, we discussed multiple times, multiple terms to delete all the videos on each other. I end up deleting all the videos on him, but then he re-uploads, or not re-uploads, he keeps his videos up, and then he uploads a whole new video on me and stuff like that. So it's like stuff like that. It's just, he's a childish, he acts like, he's like 18, 19 years old, but he acts like he's 12. So the way he acts, I don't think the drama will stop anytime soon. And just like right now, I was talking about, I might be making a video on him for sure about the YouTube bots and stuff like that. Now I actually have physical proof and stuff like that. So
yeah. Well, I know Aaron said he wanted some more questions. So Aaron, if you would like to, you can go ahead and ask those questions that you had.
So these are going to be the actual final questions for the podcast today. So in a lot of Novity's videos, he says, "Oh, at the end of, I don't know, say all of his reaction videos to your content, he always says, Raditz, you're 25. You even told me you have a fucking kid." That is his exact words. Now, what do you say to that?
The kid situation, that's a very dear thing to me right now. Unfortunately, that's something I won't talk about. Is it true? I don't really want to answer that just because of what happened. But overall, sorry, I had a brain fart there. I was reading something. But basically, overall, the kid thing, I don't really want to talk about. That's one thing I don't like talking about. But the 25 thing, he's been calling me 25 for the past year in his videos. And the funny thing is, he knows I'm not even 25. So it's annoying. He's been calling me 25 for over a year now. And one of his most recent videos, too, like the exposing me for quote unquote being a predator and stuff like that. He caught that girl in the picture 14, and he knew she is like 17, which is, I think, it's hilarious. It doesn't make it the right still if she is 17, but overall, it's just like, I think it's funny. He over exaggerates everything that comes out of his mouth.
All right. So the final question: when you actually, started the drama, or whoever started the drama. I'm not actually sure, here at the podcast we stay neutral. But when this drama started, why didn't you, just stop it then? I mean, it goes along with the question I asked earlier, why are you giving him all the attention that he wants? But why didn't you just, stop it after like the first, video that he made at me? Why didn't you just say, hey, this is wrong, I'm not going to continue this, we're both, civil adults, somewhat, and why don't we just stop this?
Well, when it first started and stuff like that, it was just petty bullcrap drama and stuff like that. It didn't really matter to me. And I come from a big scene where drama was a big key of views and stuff like that. And I've been doing YouTube for so long. YouTube is my job. I am self-employed and stuff like that. I do have a business, but unfortunately, that's on hold because of COVID. But overall, YouTube is my job, and at the end of the day, obviously, I would want views. And if it's an easy video I could do that I know it's going to get views, this may seem bad and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's just you are a YouTuber and you want to make your money and stuff like that. Like it was this petty kind of bullcrap and stuff like that. He wanted attention, so I gave him the attention. So I don't want to be an ass or anything like that, but like he's kind of far away from me right now. So me giving him the attention is not going to blow him up and get him to pass me and stuff like that. I don't know, but it is what it is. I don't mind it.
Alrighty. Well, those were all the questions that we have as of today. Now, with all this being said, would you be willing to come back for another episode?
I don't mind. I'm free anytime. Yeah, so yeah,
Awesome.
I'm down to join.
All right.
Awesome.
We also have other people in here. So if anyone wishes to ask ChiefRaditz any questions, then you can unmute your mic and do that. Other than that, I believe that's all for me and Aaron. So, Kay, Nick, Jake, Justin.
If no one has a question, I just have one. Just wondering how you doing.
I'm doing excellent right now. I'm very neutral at this time being. It could be better, obviously, but I'm doing good right now.
That's good. Jake, you got any questions? Justin, Nick, Peely?
No, I'm fun.
Alrighty. Well, Raditz, it was a great time having you being here. Like I said when we first started, we stay neutral in the podcast. So, if Novity or Pugin, whoever sees this, we're not coming after y'all. It's okay. But with that being said, Raditz, thank you for coming on, and yeah, you're good to go if you would like.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Alrighty, have a great day.